Hello everyone, it's Zeus Gaming and you know the deal by now. New month, new games, and we have got a pretty exciting month ahead with 10 of the best new releases coming to the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PC and Switch. So let's see what's worth playing in June 2025 with a few you have probably never even heard of. And before we jump in, drop a like if you want to see more videos like this on the channel. Right, we are going to start with probably the most anticipated game this month, which is Death Stranding 2 on the beach. If you are not aware, this is the second installment in the series, where the first one launched back in 2019 on the PS4, but over the last couple of years we have had teasers, trailers and more recently gameplay for the second game, and I will be honest, this is already shaping up to be one of the best looking games on the PS5 this year. Now what we do know is it will follow on from the events of the first game, where you play as Sam Porter Bridges, Norman Reedus, and although we don't know the actual story yet, we do know there will be a new organization named Drawbridge. We have got his BB and plenty of traveling across this weird and wonderful post-apocalyptic America, as you would accept. There are going to be familiar faces as well as new characters, and once again a world which is filled with weird sci-fi tech, vast open landscapes and enemies that you will need to evade and fight. Now we have not seen a huge amount of gameplay at this stage, but enough to say that the visuals look absolutely stunning. I mean, the first game still looks great today, but this thing is just next level detail. We are taking dark, pretty scary and cinematic that had that Kojima style written all over. It's also been said that the combat has been improved and will be a little more focused this time, and there will be new enemies. Now I am sure as we get closer to launch day we are going to see ever more details about it, but this is one that I am hyped to play, and as mentioned, I think this could be one of the biggest and best looking games that we are going to get on the PS5 in 2025. So Death Stranding 2 drops on June 26th exclusively to the PS5 unless you go for the Early Access Edition, and you will get to play that on June 24th. Okay, next up is a game that if you took GTA, Cyberpunk and Watch Dogs Legion, I imagine this is what it would turn out like. So it's called Mindseye and this looks pretty good. The fact that it's developed by a studio founded by former Rockstar North president Leslie Benzies immediately gives me a hope that this is going to be a banger of a game. So he is the same guy who worked on GTA Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 4, 5, in fact almost everything that's come out of Rockstar in the last 30 years. So Mindseye is a third-person single-player game set in Red Rock in the not-so-distant future. We have got drones you can fly to navigate around the city, copbots as robot police who patrol the streets, car chases, combat, and a power-hungry mayor who's trying to take over the city. So you play as Jacob, who's equipped with Mindseye, a neural implant who keeps getting flashbacks from his tour as a soldier. And if you are looking at this guy thinking I am sure I recognize him, well, you are not going mad. He just happens to be the same actor who played Lincoln Clay in Mafia 3. Now the devs have said the story will be linear, so this is not an open world game as such, although there will be a open exploration available in between the missions. It just means that the missions and narrative will be a lot more focused. Now to be honest, I am cool with that, as I like games like Mafia where you kind of know where you need to go next. It's going to take around 15 hours to complete the main story, which will put it in line with something like the Mafia series. So if you are looking to scratch that GTA itch now that GTA 6 has been delayed till 2026, well, Mindseye launches on June 10th this year and it's only going to be 3,500 rupees or $60, which I am liking the recent trend of game launching at a little big of a cheaper price. Plus if you are pre-order you get the Ultimate Edition extras at no extra cost. This is going to be coming to the PS5, Xbox Series and PC, so let me know in the comments what you think to this one. Okay, now how would you feel about cloning yourself? Well, this next one completely caught me by surprise. It's not another Death Stranding game, it's The Alters. We got some early trailer back in June 2022 and you remember thinking, damn, this looks incredible. Well, 3 years on we have got more gameplay and it looks like it is finally going to be dropping this month. So this is a SCIGO survival game where you play as a worker who was crash landed on deadly planet. What starts off as a lifetime experience turns into a disaster as everyone else who's supposed to be here are dead, so you are stranded alone. And your only option of survival and rebuilding is to clone yourself, but the twist here is each clone will have a different personality and a different set of skills. Essentially they are called Atlas, who are each shaped by different life choices that you could have made in an alternative timeline. We have got miners, scientists, technicians, all of which you will need to run and manage the base. Now visually this game does look very immersive and it's definitely one of the most creative games that we have seen in a while, and it's pretty refreshing to see something totally different. So The Alters launches on June 13th on PS5, Xbox Series and PC, and it's only going to be $35 or 3,000 rupees. Let me know what you think to this one. Okay, and this be one of those underdog games that you can't tell if it's really good or just really weird, and that's FBC Firebreak. So it's a first-person shooter that's a 3-player co-op game set in the same universe as Control Remedy's 2019 game, and let's be honest, Remedy don't miss. I mean, they have given us Control, Alan Wake and Max Payne if their track record is anything to go by. This should be a grey game, although it is of course totally different to anything they have done before. So in a Firebreak you team up with 2 others and play the role of the elite agents in the FBC or the Federal Bureau of Control. You'll be given missions known as jobs where you need to complete the objectives, whether that's fixing equipment or clearing out rooms, all while fighting swarms or hordes of enemies. You'll also be able to customize your crisis kit, which is essentially a loadout of weapons, tools, grenades and powers. Now this game is definitely going to appeal to fans of Control, but I think the co-op element is also going to be perfect for those who want to smash out a new teamwork game. So this launches on June 17th, and that's going to be playable on the PS5, Xbox Series and PC. It's also going straight to Game Pass and PlayStation Plus for extra and premium subscribers, so it's definitely one worth checking out if you are on either of those plans. Also in June we have Dune Awakening, which is finally launching after feels like an absolute age, and this one looks incredible. So it's a huge open-world survival MMO set in Dune universe. Well, it's set in an alternative universe to the books and the movies, so it doesn't follow the same story or have all of the same characters, but it does have these. So just like movies, you need to explore the deadly sands of Arrakis, crafting gear, scavenging for water, avoiding sandworms, and exploring some of the most iconic points of interest and locations. Now I have got to say, this looks immersive. I am liking the whole setting and visuals in this game, and now we did actually get some early beta access within in the last few weeks. If any of you got to play that, you will know that this game is massive. Like open world is full explorable, and as it's share play you get to explore with your friends, build bases, go into battle together and complete the missions as a team. Now I feel like this game does a great job of staying true to the world of Dune, so if you are a fan of the books and the movies you will be pretty happy with the game. But it also looks like it will be a perfect MMO for those who don't know the movies, because as I said, you can build bases, unlock recipes, decorate and tweak it, as well as go full PvE and PvP around the map, although it's not clear yet how much of the game will be PvP at this stage. Yeah, if you fancy a new MMO survival game to play, well, Dune Awakening launches on June 10th on PC, and although it is coming to consoles, we don't have exact date for this yet, and if you are lucky enough to be getting Switch 2 on June 5th, we have Mario Kart World dropping on the same day. This is the latest installment from the series, but this time there's a twist. So instead of simply jumping between races via the menus like we are used to, there is now open world element to the game, which allows you to drive around and explore the world between each race. There's even going to dynamic weather, day and night cycles, new driver mechanics like grinding rails, skimming across the water and jumping off walls. They have even increased the multiplayer limit to 24 players, which you can play online with your friend, which is going to be an absolute carnage, and I am all for it. Now we have seen a few glorified trailers and limited gameplay, which does look impressive, but last month I did in fact attend a public event in April, so I got to play this for around 30 minutes in a booth, and can say that this was an instant buy for me. I am already a huge fan of Mario Kart games, as it's a brilliant game to play at home with the family, and after seeing how good this game looked and played, I think this is going to be one of the best Switch 2 games that we are going to get this year. So this launches on the same day as the Switch 2 on the channel last month. And just quickly taking about the other Switch 2 game, if you are picking up a Switch 2, here are a few other games launching on the same day. First up is the Legends of Zelda Tear of Kingdom. This is getting Switch 2 edition with improved performance, higher resolution and HDR support. Cyberpunk 2077 is also coming in the Switch 2, which feels like a huge deal. I played this at the event as well and it's looked great. We are then also getting Street Fighter 6, Hogwarts Legacy, Split Fiction and Sonic X Shadow Generations. Again, all of these games have been upgraded to play on the new console with things like improved resolutions and frame rate. But let me know in the comments if you will be picking up a Switch 2 on June 5th. And one for the Five Nights at Freddy fans, we are getting a new installment in June called Secrets of the Mimic. Just like the previous games, it's a survival horror which is filled with puzzle-solving, stealth desk corridors and plenty of jump scares as you are trying to survive and uncover the hidden secrets. This time it's set in the abandoned workshop of Murray's Costume Manor, and you have to recover Edwin's prototype AI called the Mimic. It's going to be creepy and scary, and it's looked like it could be the best looking game that we have had in the series. It's also set as a prequel to the other game, as this one is set in 1979, way before the original game, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this origin story play out once it's dropped. So Five Nights Friday Secret of the Mimic launches on June 13th, and that's coming to the PlayStation 5 and PC and Wii. Have got any Tron Legacy fans, or do you like futuristic retro 80s vibe? Well, next we have got Tron Catalyst, an action-adventure game set in the Tron universe. Now this is totally different to everything else that we have seen today and might not be the game that we all hope to see, but it could also scratch the neon skin. So it's set after the events of Legacy and identify where you play as a courier who able to adjust the timeline and time loops with the power known as the glitch. So is a top-own view with cartoon cutscenes, but is packed with cyberpunk and neon vibes that we love to see. I don't really have much else to say about this particular game, but if you like tactical action or games with the futuristic setting, Tron Catalyst drops on June 17th on PS5, Xbox Series and PC. Okay, and then Stellar Blade is also getting an update this month, and by update I mean we are getting new content. It is coming to PC first if you have not played this yet on PS5 because you have been waiting for it on PC. Well, you are in for a real treat with this one. Now it's not just a visually stunning game, but it's got some awesome soundtracks, a great storyline, combat and setting that makes this one of the best games that we have had on PS5. Now I completed this last year and it is one of my favorite games. Well, over on PC is now going to support AI upscaling and frame generations, unlocked frame rates, ultra-wide support and DualSense controller support. It's also getting a new boss battles, improved resolution upgrades and 25 new costumes that you give. I feel like there's going to be interesting mods on PC. So on June 11th Stellar Blade will be available on PC. And all PS5 users who have the game will get the extra content via free update on the same day. Now we have also two gaming events happening in June that are definitely worth talking about. The first is Summer Game Fest on June 6th. Now this is the annual gaming event where we get to see updates on unreleased games as well as trailers for new games that we are not even aware of yet. This is usually a 2-hour show which kind of takes the place of E3 and gives us some insight info what might get shown off at Gamescom this year. Last year we saw games like Star Wars Outlaws, Alan Wake 2 DLC, Dune Awakening and Lego Horizon Adventures. Then couple of days later on June 8th we have the Xbox Game Showcase. Obviously this is targeted towards games releasing on Xbox, but most of the game features are usually playable on PS5 and PC too, so it's always worth checking that out. As for the PlayStation Plus games that we are getting in June, wells, at the time of making this video I don't have full list of PS Plus games, but what I do have is last month's PS Plus games that can be still added to your library or downloaded before June 2nd, and that is Ark Survival Ascended, Balatro and Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun. So again, make sure you add these to your library even if you don't plan on downloading them. Okay, well, that was a quick look at the top 10 games that we are seeing June 2025. What do you think? Oh, think there is nice mix in here for everyone. We have got a huge PS5 exclusive PC games, new Switch games and that GTA type game if you want to fill the void before 2026. But let me know that you are looking forward to or what you are currently playing, and if you did enjoy today's video, check out my PS5 versus Xbox video next to see what's changed in 2025. Well, thanks for the watching. Please like, subscribe and follow me everywhere. Until next time. Peace, Zeus Gaming.